All right, Schlockmeister fans, it's time for Ride of RE-ANIMATOR. Let's check it out.
You bastard! You did this to me. But you'll not escape me. Not this time.
Herbert West and Dan are 8 months later in Peru, continuing their experiments.
The central nervous system is still intact. And it still proved to be useful. More useful than he'd be otherwise.
Fabiano and Daniel. So he injects that green liquid into one of the corpses there, and you know what happens next.
You just still don't understand, do you? This is no longer about just reanimating the dead. We will create new life.
Back at the same hospital now where the first film took place. This is Gloria, Kathleen Kinmont.
Dr. West, he'll be coordinating with pathology.
She's dying.
You're right. That part of you is quite well.
She's not an experiment. She's terminal. She's a patient.
She could be of use to us, Dan.
Not us. You. I'm a doctor.
Well, be a scientist.
Remember Dr. Hill from the first film?
He showed up at a carnival sideshow just outside of Wacom. Dr. Hill? Remarkably well preserved considering the massacre was 8 months ago. Body parts? Really, Lieutenant? Who would want to steal body parts?
From the massacre in the first film, there are still parts left over and tagged as evidence, including Meg's heart.
We practically share a wall with the Gabriel's crypt in the cemetery.
How convenient.
Yes, that's 150 years of decay.
So now he's just taking body parts, putting them together, and seeing
I'm moving out.
what he can do.
I'm moving out.
When he injects his goo into this thing, it turns to life.
This morbid doodling with human body parts.
And guess what he shows him? He shows him
Create a new life.
his girlfriend's heart.
Starting.
With Meg's heart. I have been all through this. It's in the police records, which I'm certain you have access to.
I understand that you have some radical ideas about the reanimation of dead tissue.
So basically he wants to build a whole new body using body parts. So he's got to go to the morgue to get some, of course. Meanwhile, this dude injects the head of Dr. Hill.
Dr. Graves.
You see? It's losing my mind.
I have some unfinished business, and you will assist me.
8 months ago, the department got a call about a homicide at the Miskatonic University Hospital. The whole place was in a panic. It was down in the morgue. There was blood all over the walls. And Daniel was found with her dead body in his arms. Dead body. Twitching. Like that blasted head.
So they're working on putting their body together. But of course, things never go right for Herbert West.
Was my wife your work? Don't blame your guilt on me! What?
Your wife died of multiple contusions to the head.
From a blunt stroke. Multiple blows. She fell. She fell, did she?
What happened?
They get into a struggle, and
He attacked me. No, Dan! Dan, I can't help it if he hit. His heart came out. God, Herbert, he's a cop!
you know what he has planned for it.
Get away from me when I pop!
Well, they cut off one of his arms or hands. And he leaves. Francesca's now dating Dan, but then her dog has a human hand. Remember Gloria? She just passed.
You, Dr. West. This is for you, too.
He snatched Gloria, of course.
Dan, don't quit on me now, please.
Dr. Hill is still around, or at least his head is.
Please.
On the table.
And he wants vengeance, of course. Now he's got the cop
Yes.
carry him around. So they've got their body pieced together.
And God created woman.
Dan stopped Herbert from doing it because he said, "Let me." Meanwhile, Herbert gets a delivery. It's a head attached to a bat wings. And Gloria comes to life. Francesca shows up. There's a bunch of bodies running around now. And then we got some chaos.
Who is she?
It's Meg.
Meg's dead.
We created a life.
You made her?
Yes. Dead pieces of this. With my hands, I created what no man's mind or woman's womb could ever hope to achieve.
Leave him alone. Listen to me. Don't you want me?
Don't want your body.
Yeah, she's a mess. And they've been rejected. She then pulls out Meg's heart.
That's what you want!
I'm not Meg.
That's the end of Gloria. We got some major chaos going on. There's Dr. Hill and his bat wings. All the chaos going on, the building kind of falls apart. That's kind of how our film ends.
It's over, West.
Although Dan and Francesca managed to pull themselves out of there. Doors open for a sequel.
All right, it's a review from the car. I haven't done one of these in a while. Let's talk about Bride of Re-Animator, the sequel to Re-Animator, which was a film that I loved when I was a kid, and I still love it now. Bride of Re-Animator, pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but it basically picks up 8 months after the events of the first film. Herbert West and the other guy played by Bruce Abbott. I can't remember his character name. Dan, I think it was. They're in Peru, and they're both alive. And they're working on new experiments, basically continuing Herbert West's work from the first film, trying to reanimate dead tissue, dead life. Eventually, they come back to the States and end up getting jobs again at the same institute where all hell broke loose in the first film. There's a patient there played by Katherine Kinmont. Her name is Gloria, I believe, and she's dying. The doctor's kind of taking a fascination with her, or Dan, I think his name is. He also has a new girlfriend since Megan died in the first film, Meg. He's now hanging around with Fabiana Udenia. You might remember as Anna Maria from the film Summer School. Anyway, they continued their experiments, and somehow Herbert West has got a hold of Meg's heart from the first film, and he says, we can bring Meg back to life. We can put a whole body together and using Meg's heart, and Meg's heart will beat again. She'll be alive again. And that's all it takes for Dan, again, I hope his name is Dan, I keep saying Dan, to go along with Herbert's plans. So they basically cobble together body parts. Herbert manages to collect most of these. They're right next door to a cemetery also. Eventually, they put this entire body together, and it's kind of like the movie Frankenstein, or in this case, Bride of Frankenstein, I guess, where they cobble together these pieces, and they inject it with the serum, and of course, the body comes back to life. By this time, Gloria has died, so they're talking about, or they're now Gloria has died, so they take her head and her face, and they put that on top of the body. Gloria comes back to life. She's a falling apart, bloody mess. All hell breaks loose. Chaos is happening everywhere. Eventually, the whole ceiling collapses down on them, and I guess we're to presume everybody died. I don't know. A few years later, they made Beyond Animator, which I'm going to review next week, I hope, and I guess we'll find the continuing story, see what happened there. I do know that Jeffrey Combs was in that one too, so we'll see. I didn't mention it. I didn't show many scenes of Fabiana Udenia, but also Dr. Hill, the head from the first film, comes back again, reprising his role as the head in this one, and this time at one point he's got like a bat body attached to him so he can fly around. There's all kinds of extra creatures in this movie because things get animated and they piece together there's this finger monster with an eyeball, and then there's this body with a foot on it. It's just chaos. It's chaos. So anyway, it's again not as good as the original. Very gory, a lot of slimy, bloody mess going on here, which again I appreciate. IMDb actually gives the first Reanimator a 54 Metascore. This one also gets a 54, so there you go. So as far as the critics think, they're about equal. I thought the first one was better, considerably better, but I think it's a great film. This one's a good film. So that's it. Bride of Re-Animator. A couple brief nude scenes in it, that's it, but a lot of gore. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Bride of Re-Animator. Watch it. Bye.